It's trash day, I'm putting you out, it's trash day. Putting you out, it's trash day. Putting you out of my mind. It's trash day, I'm putting you out, it's trash day. I'm putting you out, trash day, I'm putting you out of my mind. Now I'm gonna clean up, now I'm gonna clean up, now I'm gonna clean up the house. I'm taking all your garbage, taking all your garbage, taking all your garbage.
It starts with some beer, so you shouldn't have fear. Two garbage guys with facts, but they both still have tact. It's that time at last for the best damn podcast. It's Can Crusher Day!
And welcome to another edition of Can Crushers. Mark Martinez alongside the English professor and IRS. Guys, let's talk a little bit about what we saw last night at IWC's Cold Blooded.
This was our first time back this year. We weren't able to go last year.
It's February.
I know, but it felt like much longer. I said
I
to
missed
you
guys last month.
Yeah, we sat down. I'm like, it's been a month. It feels like it's been 6 months. I missed this.
Right? IWC is a sickness that we've had for about 5 years now.
Yeah. I was going to
say.
Now
you guys gave it to me for about a year and a half.
You've caught it now.
Yeah. It's contagious.
Yeah. Yep.
It's
it gets in
sickness, though.
Yep.
You thought I was going to say 30 years.
Yeah.
But I
hasn't
didn't
been that
yet.
long. Well, they're coming up on what? What do you say,
18.
18 years?
Yeah.
That's something, man. Holy cow. I know it hasn't been the same ownership, and we won't get into all that, but still, to run an independent promotion.
For that long?
Yeah.
Even, let's throw this out there, even the 5 years that the Plumbers have had it. You know,
Yeah.
you've seen some come and go over and under that just don't last 6 months.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think of that until I heard a conversation we were having with Jenny, and again, I won't dig too deeply into that, but she brought up some good points. You'd be surprised at the turnover, and she's a smart lady. She knows the wrestling business. She's
Sometimes I think better than Justin.
All I was going to say was she's a good partner for Justin to have.
Well, I'm the one that always throw him under the table. You guys know we love you. This is all harassment. So, yeah. Big names on the card tonight as Glacier was there and Madison Rain. We'll get into their matches because I don't even have my notes open yet, of course.
Good sized crowd, though.
Nice sized crowd.
Good size.
Nice sized crowd. We got there and the pre-show was going on. I didn't get to see that because that's when I was actually talking to Jenny, so we'll give it to you.
Dan Hooven opened up the card against the Mandime, right?
No,
Calvin.
Calvin Couture, his buddy. That's right.
Your buddy.
My buddy.
You're the one who got in a fight with him last.
He always looks good. I
months
always
ago.
got to tell him he looks good.
Yeah, you're the fashion police now all of a sudden. That mesh shirt reminded me of football practice in 1992.
Yeah.
Right?
And we're going to get into some retro in just a little bit. But, that was a nice match. There's some good, hard chops by Dan Hooven. He made short work. I was there for the start of this feud. After the
you started the feud.
You want to get technical. I did start the feud. Those guys were running their mouths, and Hooven was like, you know what, let's go. Whenever you guys want to, let's just do this. And he wasn't playing. He got out there, and he took that boy to the woodshed.
He did.
Nice.
Hooven gets the win. I turned around for 1 second. I don't know the move he hit to win it.
It's like a spine buster type move.
Sort of, yeah. I kind of remember him going up in the air and then coming back down on his back, and that was it. Couture was done.
Could have been any.
It could have been anything, yeah.
Anything.
First there was like an over-the-head suplex or something that led up to that spine buster. So two impactful moves in a row laid him out.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So we start the show, and Plummer comes out with the whole staff. Like, we usually just see him come out and maybe like the cameraman, but Dave was out, Nick was out, Danny was out, the refs were out. I'm like, holy God, what's going to happen?
They've been doing that since they got that new set. Since the Pittsburgh Classic, they have the whole crew come out, and I like that.
I do like that.
That is pretty, yeah, I'm with you guys. I like that.
So he just talks about he's always glad we're here, and he points right at us. He's like, you right there. I'm glad you're there. No, that doesn't happen.
I was going to say, I'm not sure I remember that exactly happening, but whatever. It's your world.
Right. Let me live in it.
All right.
So I'm part of Wardlow's world, so he welcomes everybody and says, "Hey, happy Thanksgiving." Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day, and they get ready to start the show. But before he could start the show, Argos comes out.
My man.
That's it.
He's my man.
Crickets.
He's my man.
John's like, great, Argos comes out.
Yeah. I don't like him anymore. I can't believe what he did.
You're all about Jack Pollock now.
Yeah. I like Jack Pollock. He's a cool dude. I can't believe when someone's at their lowest, he would do something like that. That was, ready? Dastardly.
There's one. There's one.
That was absolutely dastardly. We didn't see it last month, but for those who don't know, the guys turned on Jack Pollock. Jackson Argos and Dupree. Actually, Jackson Argos initiated. Like, they were hugging it out. Pollock explained that he's got a knee injury. He's got to undergo surgery. Hugging everybody, thanking everybody, and then all of a sudden, boom, they drop him. And Dupree was kind of off to the side with his hands on his head, like, holy cow, what's going on here?
He didn't know what to do.
But then he joined in.
Yeah, he took the knee, wrapped it around the post a couple times, so yeah.
Yeah,
they don't need him.
So they don't need him. Yeah, that's what they say. So the crowd started with the "Why Jackson? Why" chants. Trader.
Yeah.
Chad Prana started the USA chant.
Yep. Way to go, Chad.
But Argos says, "Hey, I got the reset button and I can do what I want." And then Brad's crew over across started Control-Alt-Delete, which was brilliant. That was a great chant. Argos answers it back then with, "How about I'm going to copy and paste and get my tag team championships?" Man, you can't write this shit.
Yeah.
It was literally coming up on the spot.
Yep.
It was great.
Yep. It was very organic.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's one thing you have to say that Jackson, one of the best speakers IWC has.
If not the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. He's very, very cool. They're both very cool. Both of those guys are. And to be able to roll with the punches like that, I mean, I hate them now and everything, but to be able to roll with the punches, you never know what that crowd's going to give you. And they just take it and they throw it right back.
Well, things kind of get locked and loaded right off the bat.
Here we go.
The main event comes out, and
it was a down and dirty brawl. I gotta say that.
It was. And Argos says, "Hey, I might hit the button. Well, he doesn't hit the button.
I don't want him to hit the button.
Not on the tag title.
Not on the tag. No,
they've been tag champs.
Bigger, better things.
Right.
This year's going to bring for Team Storm.
I have some predictions at the end, by the way, too. We're gonna roll with those. So they more or less leave, and then the culmination comes out, and we have our first match.
Yeah. There's some posturing. They're face to face, and the main event's holding up their belts, and Argos is holding up his laptop.
Ready to go.
Yep, threatening to push it, but then he never does.
I hate how you give me slack about my whole main event down and dirty, locked and loaded shtick every time. But anytime you want to say something that comes up, it's okay.
He's the professor.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's right. Thank you,
IRS. So the match against... Should we talk about what we're drinking before we actually dive into the event? Because you have not brought up the Nick Castellanos coffee that we're drinking.
Mine's almost gone
Nick
already.
Castellanos. There's more. So yesterday morning, I got up and I got out the door looking not even as good as I looked this morning, which is saying something. And I went to a pretty trendy coffee shop. One of my good close friends, Matt Gibas, runs it. It's called Espresso a Mano. It's in Lawrenceville here in Pittsburgh. I had an espresso, and it was fantastic, as always. And I picked up a couple of bags of coffee, but one is from Coava Roasters, Coava Coffee Roaster in Portland, Oregon. And we are drinking a washed coffee from San Jose de los Andes in Honduras. And it's produced by, let me see if I can get this guy's name right, Porfirio Castellanos. And Mark says that he's got a cousin or a brother who plays for the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, the right fielder, Nick.
The right fielder, Nick Castellanos, plays for the Detroit Tigers. Just very quickly, this is delicious coffee, by the way, guys.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
kind of sweet on the back end, maybe some berry notes on the back end of that. Goes down very, very nicely. This bag is about 8 ounces, 8.5 ounces, I'm guessing. I don't see. Yeah, 8.8 ounces, and it's yours for the low, low price of $15. But it's worth it. Guys, it is worth it. It is wonderful coffee. Very quickly, the Coava Limited showcases and honors those farmers who consistently push the boundaries of passion and knowledge to better redefine quality. We select only those very few producers who have proven their unwavering commitment to sustainability and excellence. Those whose coffee embodies meticulous farm management. I'm sorry, they put a semicolon in here when they should have put a colon in here. Because what follows is like an example. So what you would do is you'd have colon and then the example of which you were speaking. It's a dependent clause. I don't think a dependent clause should follow a semicolon. So other than that, it's fantastic. And I'm skimming through it again, and I think I just saw another semicolon where they need a colon. But anyway.
It is good coffee.
It's great.
Visit them at Coava, C-O-A-V-A, coavacoffee.com. Follow them at Coava Coffee. I bought another bag of a Peruvian coffee. I haven't tried that yet, but they've got, it looks like some really beautiful stuff. The bag's beautiful. The website's beautiful. The coffee's great. And it looks like there's a mission behind what they do. So,
yeah, to teach improper grammar.
Right.
No, I'm kidding. It's great. It's great. All right, so let's get on to wrestling. Back to Cold-Blooded. And it's now main event.
Cold-Blooded!
It's now main event against Culmination. And Remy and Koger jump the main event before the bell even starts to get the upper hand.
Yeah, I like what those guys are doing. You kind of gave some fashion tips to them back in December, Mark, and I guess they took to it.
Yeah, they got rid of the red.
They got rid of
You
the
didn't
red.
like the red?
I didn't like the red.
Yeah,
I really
I
didn't.
like the all black. For
John pointed out it's Charles Manson on their shirts, and that fits perfectly.
Yeah.
It really does.
Well,
They are a cult.
With a bullet hole in his head. That's a great point. They are a cult. Yeah, yeah.
So after, the Culmination jumps them, this match goes back and forth. There's some tossings. There's some, but the one move that I pointed, Duke Davis tossed, was it Remy?
I think.
It was Remy into Gannon Jones Jr. for the backdrop. I was going to say backbreaker. It's not. But
Like a back suplex, yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. That could have killed me. It would have killed me.
Yeah. This was basically one guy throwing another guy sort of into a belly-to-back suplex, and they nailed it perfectly. It looked like they snapped him in half.
Yeah, it really. This was a good match. It was back and forth for a while, but then we have IRS's boy coming back out again.
Boys, don't forget RC.
All right, boys. He's going to hit the reset button, but, they kind of get interfering in it, and...
It causes a DQ.
Yeah, he causes a DQ. And they were going to get in the ring and do some damage, but our boys come out to save the day.
The Sadie Gang.
Damn it, we didn't get to hear the song. That's
That's the best part.
That's why, it might not be a six-pack for me. It could be 5.9 beers. Yeah. I didn't get to hear Real McCoy tonight. So that kind of... But there's another song that really might put the six-pack right back up there.
Yeah, I'm with you. This was a good tag team match. It forwarded a story. We've got new tag team champions. You want to give them a legitimate team to face, even though you probably know the main event's going to walk out of there with the belts anyway. They just won them. It's their first title defense.
But it could set up for a four-way match.
Sure. Yeah, that's exactly
Culmination, they ended up on top holding the belts to end that segment.
With a low blow.
Double low blow from where we were sitting. We could see middle fingers. Like they threw up the low blow and then they threw up a middle finger while they had their arms on the main event's business down there.
There. So, good match. It sets up storylines for everybody. There's 4 teams involved.
Absolutely.
This could go any which way. Plumber, you know what you're doing there. Now we get Andrew Palace, Pittsburgh's favorite son. They
Absolutely.
love him. They
Absolutely.
love him. It's party time. Let's get going. IRS despises him. Andrew hates IRS just as much as him. So that's a love.
I'm keeping my cool. I said I'm keeping my cool. I'm not going to say nothing.
No, Palace loves the haters. Palace loves IRS.
Yeah, he does.
He does. He gives him grief. You were giving him a thumbs down the one time, and then he gave you a thumbs down and like bit his own thumb and then like forced it back up. Yeah.
Or he twists yours
He tries
back
twisting
up.
mine up.
Yeah.
He's great.
He's so awesome.
Good worker.
Yeah.
Good worker.
He's great. He's going to take on a newcomer that I have not seen. Ever.
Nor I.
Yeah. His name's Anthony Green, and he comes out with the Platinum Honeys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and right off the get, we're good.
Yeah.
But when John says to me, he's trying to keep it quiet. He leans over to me and he's like, he looks like the dead guy from Weekend at Bernie's. He does.
He does.
He looks
Exactly. With the getup and the glasses.
His name would be Bernie. Because Bernie was the dead guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's been so long since I've seen that movie. Yeah.
Right.
That is Bernie.
Why would
Yeah.
you ever want to remember that movie?
Right.
But still, nonetheless. At first, I thought Green was going to actually wrestle in his... We'll get to what we need to get to.
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay.
At first, I thought he was going to wrestle in his Zumbas, okay? So, those 1980...
With the fanny pack on.
With the fanny pack on.
Fanny pack on.
And I'm like, this guy, he's already trending to the top of one of my
He's won us
favorites.
over already.
Yeah, just the ridiculousness, and it's great. And it started with the song. And we're still not there.
Yep.
So he gets ready to wrestle, and Palace is, doing this, doing that, and he's like, wait a minute. And then all of a sudden, Magic Mike appears in the ring and just rips off his pants. He had stripper pants on.
Yeah.
Which, again, amazing. And the fanny pack does go away to the wayside until later.
Well,
But-
this is another example of guys at IWC, women, men, that know how to play to the crowd, because what led him to do that, he probably was going to do it anyway, I'm sure, but the fans were chanting, "You're no fun," because Palace was saying, "You've got two women, let me have one."
Just trying to share, yeah.
Yeah, and the fans were saying, like, "Let him have fun," or something like that. And then when he said no and he kept both women, they started saying, "You're no fun." And then he said, "I'm no fun, huh? What about this?" And he ripped his pants off. Again, everybody there just, you guys know how to work a crowd.
Yeah.
I like the Palace. He was going to go for it too, but then he thought about it.
He
when
didn't have
realized what
anything
was on
underneath.
underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I'll save that for another day.
Yeah. He's got enough curly hair everywhere else.
Oh,
good.
Wow. Anyway.
They were comparing hair also.
Yeah.
Right.
Too.
Yeah.
And I did have a person in the crowd tell me my mustache is better than Anthony Green's also.
Wow, really?
Wow. Yeah.
He has the Ron Jeremy mustache.
Yes, he does.
He really,
Yeah.
really.
And
Not
that's
that I know
why-
who
that's
that
why I
is.
Right.
Yeah, not that.
Well, why would you?
Right, I wouldn't have a clue who this is. All right, do we want to talk about it or do we want to talk about the match? How do we want to do this?
Let's go in order.
both.
So, let's go in order and start with his intro.
It's amazing. This guy comes out to Sly Fox. How many people remember who Sly Fox is?
It took me a minute to remember.
Yeah.
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 But, John, you can have the honors.
What was the, how does the
Let's
song
Go
go?
All the
Let's
Way.
Go All the Way. That's
Yes.
right. Let's Go All the Way. And you're listening to it, and then, later on we even asked Justin, like, what was that song? What was that song? And Justin's like, you could see it. He's got his eyes closed and he's trying to sing it. It's just something that you kind of remember it, but you kind of don't. It fit the moment
Right,
perfectly.
That song is 30 years old.
Yeah, at least. More
Right.
than that, yeah.
So
yeah.
that's where you get it. And it's just, I haven't heard it in 30 years, bro.
Yeah. This guy was an 80s throwback.
Retro.
He was retro. He was the Retrosexual is his name. And there was a point during the match, and I'm going to try to describe this, but he got hit in the knee or he got hit in the leg or something, and it hurt. So he grabbed his leg and was like going back and forth with it. And you can imagine that dance move where you pick one leg up, put your hand under your knee, and kick your knee back and forth. That's what he was doing. And it
Yeah,
was 'cause
there's
he-
actually a name to that. I don't know
yeah,
what
I don't
it
know what
is.
it's called either. Yeah.
You guys hit that move last month at the wedding?
Somebody did. And
somebody
you know
must
what? Somebody did, and I have it on video here because I legit have the wedding video that I produced here. Somebody got down to Shoop as well. Somebody danced to Shoop.
Yep. Love that song.
Maybe
Except
both-
when somebody else sings it.
Maybe both of us dance to
Yeah.
Shoop, but nonetheless.
But this guy could work. This guy
He's
would,
a
he was
great
good.
worker.
I hope he comes back.
Yeah.
I liked him.
Yeah, I don't know how new he is, where else he's been. He was a very good wrestler.
Yeah. And you can tell, I think him and Palace had some time together in the ring because they knew, where they were going. Couple hard hits. Couple legit hits
Couple
that I
of
thought,
knee strikes
holy
were good.
moly.
Yeah. Punches to the face that this young guy, retrosexual, decked him at one point, and I don't know if it was retaliation or ease up kid, but it looked like Palace decked him right back, or maybe they just looked like really good hard hits, but it looked to us like they punched each other in the chin a time or two.
At one point, Palace thought he was going to get the Platinum Honeys. He ended up on the
Yes.
outside, and they kind of swooned over to him. They were holding him, and then they stretched his arms out, and then a suicide dive from Anthony Green takes out Palace.
Yeah, that was a dastardly move. Thank you. Palace was sort of in no man's land there because what do you do? He's too much of a gentleman to probably pull them together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, smack them off each other?
Yeah, I don't think he would do that. So he was just kind of ripe for the pickings for that suicide dive.
I'd like to see what's in the fanny pack because he was trying
He was
to
gonna
load
use
it up.
Yeah, he was trying to use it.
He was going to load that up or his boot up like Thunderfoot did back in the
Yeah.
80s or something.
Yep. Iron Sheik loading the tip of his boot. Yeah.
But the ref stopped him, so we're going to see that. I think Anthony Green's in IWC for a while. I really do, because even with Palace getting the win, there's still something between these two right now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the Honeys that's between these two. We just don't.
Maybe.
There are two of them.
Who else he resembles?
Other than Ron Jeremy?
Other than Ron Jeremy and other than Bernie. A young Jake the Snake Roberts.
I saw the Rick Rude face, too.
Yeah,
I can see the Rick Rude. Yeah.
But he reminded me a little bit of a Legion of Doom Jake the Snake Roberts back in the early days of Paul Ellering's stable.
Wow.
I don't know if that was in Georgia or where that was, but Bundy and Jake and the Road Warriors. Yeah, he reminded me of a young Jake Roberts, build-wise. One other quick point. What have we been discussing here as far as this match goes? Been discussing the retrosexual because of how cool he is.
Right.
Sort of lost in the mix. We've talked about him a little bit. Is his opponent.
It's Palace.
Palace. And there seems to be a number of young guys that want to make a name for themselves at the expense of Andrew Palace. He's been around a long, long time. He's a seasoned pro, and I guess if you're going to challenge one of the big dogs, he would be it. But what does this do for Andrew? He'll take on the newcomers and put them in their place and show them that he still kind of runs things, but
He needs his dues.
I agree. I don't see a title shot coming up for him anytime soon. He's held belts before, but
Every one of them.
you're in the business to win belts. So what's Andrew doing right now?
Yeah.
Super Indie tournament's coming up.
Yeah.
June.
Yeah.
It's a ways away, but it's coming up, and we have a lot to talk about Super Indie, actually.
Yeah.
And it comes up soon. There's a teaser. Nice.
Palace gets the win, and then they shake hands afterwards.
Right.
I did like that.
Yep.
Between the two, yeah.
You guys see these guys teaming up?
Sharing the Honeys, maybe.
Maybe,
Wow.
yeah.
The Honeys could bring them together.
I
You
said
don't know.
that guy's a babyface before long. He was so over with the crowd. People love Palace, but this retrosexual guy was so over. I love that name. I'm going to say it 20 times.
Next up is the high stakes match. And we have a plethora of guys in it. We have the champion Flex. We have the sexy fireman Jason Tyler. We have R.C. Dupree, Philip Archer, Steve LaBelle, and Jamie Jameson in this. And they're all out in the ring. Flex comes out last. We tell Ginger how much we love her.
We got a Ginger's Hot chant going.
Yeah.
You did.
I did.
The two of you.
Yeah.
Good chance.
Spice of our life,
Yep.
Ginger. And Flex is getting ready to announce the stipulation because you get to announce that as the high stakes champion, and shit hit the fan. They didn't let him announce what type of match it was.
He took a while. He's going through every conceivable match like he was reading the spin the wheel, make the deal thing.
Oh my god!
Just, all right, say it. Chest, what do you want to do?
Well, he mentioned a dog collar match. Then he mentioned a Russian
chain match,
which is the same
thing.
thing.
They're kind of the same thing, aren't they?
Might as well have said a bull rope match
Yeah.
and then a four corners match. Whatever. But the three young bucks fought for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, LaBelle, the fireman, and Archer.
And Archer.
Yeah.
So LaBelle and Archer were teaming up a little bit, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, working on people together. And I didn't see them go at it really one-on-one, so I wonder if that's going to turn into a team or something.
They jumped Chest right off the bat.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Got
was
him out of the
taken
ring.
out.
And he was trying to say something into the microphone about what kind
But
of match.
he sounded like death.
Yeah, he just never got around to it. So,
No clue what was being said.
yeah.
The move was the sexy fireman took a 3D that looked almost as good as the Dudleys did it.
Yeah.
And he was done then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was Archer and LaBelle that
Yeah.
did that, so...
So, and then everybody got taken out. Jamie just put a beat down on everybody, took everybody out. Flex came in, though, and kind of pushed Jamie to the outside, tried getting pins on everybody, but he couldn't. All of a sudden, RC comes in. I'm missing something.
No, Argos came
comes
out.
out first, yeah. Argos came out,
Had the reset button.
pretending to hit it, and they're like, get out of here, get out of here. And we have a new high-stakes champ.
Yes, we do. Team Storm's own RC Dupree.
That's cool. Flex held it for 168 some days. This is, and I reached out to Flex last night because he was bitching on Facebook. How can they have a match when they don't know the rules? So he was kind of done dirty.
I heard a lot of fans saying that. What's the stipulation? What's the stipulation? And it's just a normal match. Bell rang, it's over. RC is your champ.
You're so Team Storm.
I am Team Storm.
But
I am.
That's part of the thing. He has to announce the match, and the ref couldn't know what he was looking for rules-wise. So
Exactly.
That's
a good point.
He needs a rematch. I think it needs to be one-on-one right off the get. I throw everybody else out because unless you're going to put the ref in as well, so he can take a beat down from Flex. Flex just got done dirty last night.
I don't know if rules change over the years. Greg the Hammer Valentine beat Tito Santana in 1984. Jumped him before he got in the ring. He injured his leg on his way to the ring. Santana still got in the ring and fought hard, but lost. Gorilla Monsoon said Santana had every right to say, I don't have to defend my belt under these conditions. I think Chest Flexor has a legitimate gripe. And again, that was over 30 years ago. Different promotion. I don't know what IWC's rules are. But Chest Flexor had every right to say, I think he had every right to say, I don't have to defend my belt under these conditions.
Right. You know, when he was down, the bell rang after he got jumped. So,
Yep.
So as we said, RC, new high-stakes champion. I think, this is where we're going to stop for a minute, this is going to cause some controversy with RC and Argos. RC now the first champion of Team Storm, minus Jack Pollock. And Argos is going to get a little jealous over the next month because RC's the man and he's only got the reset button. I'm sure a champ gets paid more than a button.
Oh.
See,
Yeah, stirring the pot.
That's what I was going to say.
Argos has the power. He runs IWC right now.
But right now, RC is a champ. Argos only has the opportunity to be a champ. He could lose the match.
They're a team.
RC is the leader as of right now of Team Storm.
There is no leader.
There is.
They're
when
a
you're
team.
a champ, just throwing that out there.
Wow. Wow. I don't know. I could go either way with that. I don't know. I
They're
love
brothers.
what you're saying, Mark.
They're
but
brothers.
I think they're going to stick together. I think they'll both have singles belts before long.
I do too. I really do too, and I think it could happen next month.
And to your point, he really was rooting for his partner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave him
I'm
the
just-
opportunity, and he went in there and was
You
like,
see my pot? I'm
Yeah.
just stirring.
yeah, he's like, go, 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 go. He gave him the opportunity to pin him when everybody was down, and he did. He pinned Chest Flexor and won the championship.
So we have a huge announcement. Next month, it is March 16th. It'll be called 18. Their kind of anniversary show. And DJ Z will be there wrestling his last IWC match. Speculation's out there. Is he retiring? Is he going here? Is he going there? We're going to leave it up until March, just to let everybody ponder over it. We all have our own things. I really have one that, I want to say, but we'll just leave it go.
Some NXT chants were out there, too, in the crowd.
I heard some of those.
AEW, then, if we're going to say them, never mind. AEW.
Well, they're not our opinions. They're the opinions of the masses.
Right.
Yeah.
The masses. We're just the voice. So
We're the voice of the masses.
Right. The voice of the voiceless.
This is wonderful. This is beautiful.
Right? Next matchup is a tag team match, and it's Mandime and Chris LaRusso against Johnny Patch, which is your favorite.
Number 2.
Yeah, number two.
Number 2.
In Glacier. And I'm actually a Mandime fan. I love everything about him. I love his look.
Like
I love, just...
With that being
everything.
said, what was up with the entourage, the Arquette entourage tonight?
They kind of were...
Calvin's out by himself at the pre-show.
But Calvin did come out with Katie.
But no Mandime with
Yeah.
Katie.
Yeah.
And then LeBar.
LeBar MIA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's a great point.
Wonder what's going on there. The title's lost. We'll get to that later, but...
You just spoiled it, but okay.
I wonder what's going on with the entourage,
Yeah.
is all I'm saying.
It's a great point. I forgot about LeBar. He just, he came out as her new manager, back in December, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And now already he's not there anymore?
Was he there?
He was there last month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
Interesting.
Or maybe he's down in Florida with the Pirates.
Garth Brooks is down there also, so
Right.
yeah, who knows?
Right.
I like the Mandime's commitment to his weight. He knows exactly what he weighs. What was it, like 221.69 pounds?
Right.
Yeah, I heard the
That's
decibel one.
unbelievable
Yeah.
that he keeps it right there the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, you really, I'm sure, got to watch what you eat. He's probably not having cinnamon rolls like we're having this morning.
Those were good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, where'd those come from?
I honestly don't know.
Cheryl make them?
No. They're from a store, but I don't know which store.
Okay, you could have said, yeah, nobody's going to know.
Yeah, she baked them.
Okay. This is nice. So, the match starts off... This is a great feud. I love this feud between Johnny Patch and Mandime. Both of them are rookie of the year in my book. Without a doubt, they're wonderful workers.
And they were the last two in the Battle Royal in December, right?
December, yeah.
That's right.
So they work for a while, and then, they both tag, and then you have LaRusso against Glacier. Glacier controls most of it, but do we not pull point? He just gave chops.
Yeah.
You saw chops in...
Maybe some throwing around, and
Yeah.
but it was a lot of chops. Well, LaRusso challenged him to a martial arts match.
Right.
Because he said, I have a lifetime of martial arts training too, so let's bow to one another. And Glacier went to bow, and LaRusso went to kick him in the face, and he missed, and that was that.
Yeah, the veteran took over, and
Yeah.
like you said, threw a bunch of chops. Saw an arm drag.
Yeah.
But still looks good for his age.
Big dude.
He's a big guy.
I had no idea it was that big.
Yeah, I didn't know 30 years ago that he was that height. And granted, he's bulked out a little bit like we all have, but he still looks wonderful. His Sub-Zero chops were right on par.
I don't think it's been 30 years. We were talking about when he was supposed to debut in WCW, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was right around the NWO just explosion, with Razor showing up on WCW TV and Diesel following not long after that. And what do? What happened to the rest of the show? Do you know what I'm saying?
Well,
I
it became the NWO show. People got lost.
Yeah, I think that's about the time Glacier hit the scene, so maybe it was just bad timing. Maybe he could have,
I think
had a better career had the NWO not been there.
I think the Glacier gimmick would have got over more late 80s when it was gimmicky.
More characters.
Yeah.
Or early 90s, whenever that game was it 92, 93 for the Super Nintendo?
Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat, yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So it ends up with Glacier and Mandime being outside the ring, and Johnny Patch on the top rope doing his flip, getting the pin on LaRusso. And Patch, Dime, and Glacier pretty much hightail it out of there. See you later into the back of the dressing room, leaving LaRusso just dead to rights. Well, he's
He's been on a losing streak.
He comes back around and he tells Dave, "Give me the damn mic." And then he cries about being on a losing streak. And he puts an open challenge to the world, I think, the planet, whoever wants to.
It's kind of the same thing.
Right. Well,
The world and the planet. But anyway.
is it or the universe,
the Earth,
galaxy,
while we're at it. Okay.
wherever, anywhere. Wow, you're gonna get thrown under the bus even more shortly.
All right. I'm ready.
So somebody answers,
Yeah.
Somebody did answer.
and it was the mayor. The mayor from the other side of the world, because it was dark here where she answered from. It was light.
The sun was out.
Yeah.
Looking good. By the pool, maybe.
Britt Baker.
and
Mayor
Britt,
Britsburg.
and Britt says, "Hey Chris, we've had some beef, and you want to get into the Super Indy tournament? I want to get in the Super Indy tournament. Let's put up whoever wins this match is the one of the first to be in the Super
One of the
Indy
contestants, yeah.
And if Britt wins, she'll be the first ever woman in the Super Indy tournament. If she loses, goodbye IWC forever."
What do we think of that? First of all, let's just say that was a great promo. You want to talk about strides. In the grand scheme of things, she hasn't been at it very long.
No.
She gets better and better and better. That was a perfectly cut promo to the letter. Well done, Britt. You made me want to tune in and see what happens.
I can see her winning.
I would love
can
to
see
see
her
her
winning.
win. I would love to see her win. Let me be devil's advocate because I'm going to be devil's advocate. The Super Indy tournament is in June. All Elite starts May 25th.
Yeah, double or nothing.
Double or
Yeah.
nothing. I know there is time. There's times to break up this, that, and the other thing. But, contract, let's just think about it. I mean, I'm rooting for Britt. I'll never root for LaRusso in the first place. I don't care if he's fighting my son or your dog. I'm just not fighting. I'm not pulling for LaRusso. So,
But isn't that the beauty of it? Like, they're kind of breaking down that fourth wall a little bit. They
Yes.
know the fans that come there
No.
watch other promotions. We have our ears to the ground. So it can go either way. It really does make you want to tune in to find out what happens.
yeah. So, March 16th, 18 at Elizabeth, IWC. You got to be there. You really have to be there.
And this is another instance of we're seeing intergender matches, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
No, not at all.
I think this is going to be a great match. I really do. On paper, oh my God, I can't wait.
Could steal the show next
Yeah.
month.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. And that brings us to Big League John McChesney against Dylan Bostic.
Bostic.
I had to get it right. This is for the Super Indy Championship. This match, I thought this was the best match of the night.
Yeah, and John McChesney's from Erie, Pennsylvania.
Right, your wife is too.
Yeah.
Did
yeah.
they graduate together? They know each other?
He's got to be close to her age. There's a few high schools in Erie, but I texted her. I said, your buddy John McChesney's wrestling. She's like, oh, wow, John McChesney. He's great.
Yeah. She
they-
also knows James Conner real well too, right?
He's from Erie. Yeah, yeah. She babysat him.
That's unbelievable.
The running back for the Steelers. Yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
She knows everybody.
You're from Erie, you know everybody.
Yeah. Yep.
Unbelievable. And she's part of a penitentiary too.
She is. Yeah, she could put the library
On
that
lockdown.
Yeah, the library where she works. She's got a button that puts it on lockdown.
Unbelievable.
The reset button?
Good throwback.
Nice. Yeah, bring it back to IWC. So this match, the crowd was so
This match had the crowd going on.
Yeah.
inventive
Best,
in
yeah.
just the chants and the
And that's how last month was. Like I said, last month, yeah. When Bostic's out, that crowd goes nuts.
Yeah.
Crowd goes
he
nuts.
just I love the guy. I
like
love
him.
him. I love everything he does. He just gets dirtier and scummier each month, and I think that's great.
Yeah.
It is.
He's selling everything.
Yeah.
He's had a shot. He's been down at the Performance Center. I think it's only time before he gets picked up by somebody. He is such
Because
a
he
dirt
gets a
ball.
reaction that you want.
Right.
His
Good
natural,
or bad, yeah.
yeah,
He
yep.
gets it.
His natural look is, like you say, kind of scuzzy and sleazy enough, and then he adds all the getup, and he just looks so douchey with
Right.
the glasses, and
Like the beard now sets on the
Yeah.
side too.
Oh God, and the frosty hair. I love it. It's so epically bad. I love it.
When he was Justin Bieber and Raylan was Miley Cyrus,
Right.
we love that.
Yeah.
But he's just taken it to a whole new level.
Yeah.
And Dylan, don't think we really hate you. If you're listening, we
He
love
looks
everything.
like a star. He looks
Yeah.
like a star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A dirty, coked out star.
Yes, very well said. Very well said. And for a guy still in the independent scene to have reinvented himself that many times, the guy's got superstar written all over him.
Yeah.
He really does. I hope people, promoters, whoever, just let him be who he is and who he feels he needs to be, and don't try to reinvent him, because the guy's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. He sells everything. He's technically sound in the ring. He can speak. He just keeps the match going with an arm lock. Just an arm lock, and he says, "Who sucks now?" And the fans answer, "You do." You don't need anything with him. Just let him be himself.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys who can do it by the book and chooses not to. Mm-hmm. That's the definition of a bad guy. A guy who can win on his or her own merits, but chooses to cheat anyway.
Right. So this match was great.
Yeah.
McChesney's a professional within himself. I mean, let's not knock McChesney for anything.
It is nice to see him back.
It is.
It is nice.
He's just, second month returning from an injury, and he just works so well. He's got so many years in the business, and I said, once I saw this card was on the match, I said, this is going to be the matchup of the night. Yeah. And it was. It was red hot in there. People were in the stands challenging people to fight in the parking lot after the event over this match.
No joke. People were so committed to their side that there was a little bit of, nothing major, but just
brouhaha.
Yeah, some jabbering going back and forth between fans.
So, we have a new champ.
Yeah. Well, just before that, we thought...
I said Argos is going to come out.
Right.
Argos is going to come out, and it's going to be like a double knockdown, and he's going to get a cheap victory over, making it a triple threat like Seth Rollins did with the Roman and Brock thing.
Yeah.
Well, McChesney won.
Yeah.
You said we have a new champ. No, still the champ. Still the champ.
Yeah.
It was close because he did what he did before, where he comes out with the chair.
Right.
And McChesney, I think, might have been on the ropes. And CJ, holy cow, dude, you get distracted by the simplest
things. Does he know what
things.
tape is?
No,
Does he know
he
what wrist
looked at-
tape is?
Yes, Bostic took his wrist tape off, and he just dropped it, and CJ picked it up like,
What is
this
this?
is a new invention. What is...
He
CJ,
did put it in his pocket. He probably took it in the back with him.
I push for CJ being the best ref they have, but then John says there's moments that like a gnat flies by and CJ just becomes enamored like squirrel.
Yep.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Yep. Shiny object. Yeah, he's on top of it, on the ropes, break, one. No wasted time, no wasted words. They have till 5. Checks for a choke. They have till 5. Good one.
I wish Raylan was there to take care of them.
He's a great ref, but dude, what I'm getting at is Dylan Bostic launched this chair out of a freaking cannon. Kaboom! He hits McChesney in the head. Roar from the crowd. We said it before. People at the bar we go to beforehand heard the chair shot. One guy on planet Earth didn't hear it. CJ. So we're thinking new champ. Nobody can survive that kind of a chair shot to the head. McChesney kicked out.
Yeah. Close. It was like 2.9 seconds. It's like Fire Pro Wrestling, where the ref is right there holding it. 2.9. No way.
Yep. That last night, by the way, on a whole, was some of the closest counts I've ever seen. Some of the closest 2.99, not quite 3 counts ever, where the fans' breaths were taken away.
So McChesney, after he gets up from the 2 count, they scuffle a little bit more. He gets him in Scorpion Deathlock.
Yeah.
Or
sharpshooter.
The sharpshooter, whatever you want to call it. Bostic taps.
Again.
Yeah.
He's tapped a few times lately.
He gets on the mic and he says, I quit. I'm done. I'm leaving. He's out of here.
Yep.
I would love to see him come back with a mask next month. Nobody has done this in a while. I want to see, what was Dusty Rhodes called?
The Midnight Rider.
The Midnight Rider. Juan Cena, Mr. America. You know who it is, but you don't know. Have Boston come back with like a tie-dye mask. Or
Gucci
something.
mask.
No, that would be Calvin. Gucci?
No, he wears Gucci. He got the headband.
Okay, whatever. Something like that. And then once he wins something, he rips it off. He says, bam, double fingers, just to sell his scumminess even more.
Yeah.
That place would go nuts.
Yeah. That's what the Fabulous Moolah did. Disguised herself as a spider lady.
Yep.
Yeah.
Beat Wendy Richter, took her mask off. Fabulous Moolah? What?
Right?
What's going on here?
Unbelievable. You couldn't tell who it was.
Right.
It's like the Scorpion.
Yeah.
No clue that it was Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Because
None.
the Scorpion did the same flip into the corner that Flair did. Not many people do that.
Yeah, that Scorpion thing was ridiculous. Not to go off on it. It was everybody. It was Ole Anderson. I think it was Al Perez. Whatever. It was me.
Yeah. So then we have our intermission, and we get to mingle with some people and everything, and that was nice. Got to hook up with Madison Rayne. That something could be coming in the future there. So we come back with a match that wasn't on the docket. Nobody knew. But the crazy science guy, Ryan Dye, comes out and just starts mocking the fans about how stupid we are and we don't know science, and science is going to be the next thing, and Scientology is wonderful. And
Science and Scientology are
I know, it's not the
different.
same thing. I know, it's not the same thing, but nonetheless. And Vegas doesn't want anything to do with this.
Yeah, didn't even know who he was. Vegas didn't know who Dye was at all. Who's this guy?
They just beat his ass.
Laid him out. 1, 2, 3.
I wish Ryan Dye would go back to the white pants or get like a silver marker like he did for one of his first matches was in Clearfield, I think, where he wrote
the formula.
Yes.
Now, had he had an opportunity to plan for Vegas and maybe write out some formulas, might have had a little bit more success.
Yes.
You get jumped from behind, you don't have an opportunity to write down any formulas.
Not against one of the founding fathers of
forget
IWC. You're
Forget
done.
it. He got his ass whipped. The end.
Wow. All right. Next match is Gory against Jock Sampson. And John's got a bunch to say about Jock right off the bat, so just step back.
Well, no, IRS, what's Jock Sampson's... something about one-night stands?
He's the king of the one-night stand.
The king of the one-night stand.
With his midriff shirt on.
And his gigantic J.R. Ewing hat. But then he comes out and tells Gory that he better repent and get himself to church tomorrow morning. And
that he's the devil.
That he's the devil. Well, Jock, being the king of the one-night stand is not exactly a very Christian thing to do.
No.
Good point.
Anyway, here we are on a Sunday morning. Nevertheless, that's all I wanted to point out. That it's a little hypocritical, Jock
Sampson.
Sampson.
You had so much.
No, that was it. I just, you're going to preach. You're not exactly living the life, sir.
No. No, not at all. Gory does his normal. He bites him. He bites him several times.
Bite, Gory, bite.
Right? Gory hits a reverse 619. He actually hit Jock Sampson back into the ring. He spun to the outside instead of to the inside to the outside. He spun to the outside to the inside. Got him back in the ring.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible.
Gory's phenomenal.
Yeah, Gory's awesome. Gory's awesome. Usually, you guys, you see the opponent, Rey Mysterio's opponent, draped on the ropes, and then he does a 619. Jock Sampson was kind of closer to the middle of the ring at this point, and Gory still did the spin, but spun back into the ring through the ropes and hit the 619 sort of closer to the middle of the ring, which, I can't imagine. You got to propel yourself into him. That guy's just an awesome athlete.
He is. He's always in a title hunt. The Super Indie title, it could be Gory's for 75 years, and I don't think anybody would say, because he works with anyone well. He makes who he's working with look good.
Like I said, I've been going to these events for about a year and a half now, and his matches are always one of the best every night. He's always there every month, and he's a great worker.
He finds something that works for that match. So if he's fighting a guy sort of similar in size, they might do some high-flying stuff, some technical stuff. he was fighting a really big dude in Jock Sampson. He committed about 4 or 5 times to a sleeper hold, bite the top of his head combination move.
Yeah, and it worked.
It worked.
He hit his plunge.
Yeah.
But Jock kicked out. What got him to get the win was he dropped. Jock was over there getting a bell ready. He was setting up to use the bell, and Gory drop kicked him into it. Jock hit his head off of it. Boom, 1, 2, 3. That's pretty much what did it for Jock. So
that's twice now. The bell and the rope have worked against him. He had that bull rope match back in December against Palace and lost that match. Quite frankly, got his ass whipped. And now he went to use the bell in this match, which would have been illegal, and it backfired again. So I don't know. I don't think you know what you're doing with that cowbell.
No, he cannot wield it like Dusty.
No,
he cannot.
No, he can't.
Next up is the IWC Women's Heavyweight Title match. It brings out the champ Katie Arquette, and she's going to be facing Madison Rayne. Yeah, that Madison Rayne. Madison Rayne that's been on the Mae Young Classic, TNA, in Shimmer, in Rise. Madison Rayne has a career that's, long and regarded.
Successful.
Yeah.
Regarded, absolutely. Yep.
So, back and forth for a while.
The thing I noticed with Madison Rayne, when somebody else comes into the IWC territory, while as talented as everybody in IWC is, when somebody else comes in, not that they're necessarily better or worse, but you see something different, and it adds layers. You see that there's so much more to this performance sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just her ring psychology and keeping an eye on Calvin Couture outside the ring, sort of her interaction with him, her jabbering with Katie. It was all just really good stuff. She's a real pro and knows how to get a crowd going.
And Calvin was involved in this match way too much. Him in his sexy netted shirt that
he looked good.
That IRS likes.
He looked good.
Did you hear what she told him? She goes, "Hey, you left a tag on your shirt."
Yeah.
And I lost it because I don't know what it was. If it was a tag or a sticker or something.
Yeah.
It was a clearance tag. I think it was a clearance tag.
From Kmart?
Yeah.
And they've all been closed now for a year.
That was great. That was fantastic.
This is where Sylvan gets involved a lot because he is just giving it to Calvin about saying how he sucks and he's giving him the crotch chop. So Calvin's like, there's 2 beautiful women in the ring. Why are you worried about me?
Yeah, that's great.
And Sylvan's like, because you suck.
Yeah. My son hates him, but I love it how Calvin just gives it right back to my son. Feel free, Calvin. My son could use a few fresh ones every once in a while. So, feel free to give it back to him. I appreciate it.
Nice. So, finally, Calvin is just about getting ready to get in the ring, and Madison's like, what are you doing? But before what are you doing gets out, Danny, from behind the scenes, the correspondent comes, pulls Calvin down, and holy shit, it was just wham!
She punched him right in the face.
I think his tooth went to the second row.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a hard punch.
Unbelievable, that the punch from Danny. More to come on
Because they got
Danny.
beat from last month.
Yeah, they do.
The reset button gave her the match for the title. Katie beat her, and kind of backfired on Katie now.
It did. And it really backfired on Katie because she got rolled up for the win, for the loss.
Yep.
She got rolled up for the win. I'm a minor.
Yeah.
So we have a new
women's champ.
Yeah, in Madison Rayne. I was
didn't see
shocked
that coming.
by this.
I didn't see that coming. Yeah.
I didn't see it coming,
I was
but
shocked by this, and I can't wait to see where this women's division in IWC just keeps evolving. And I'm so proud that we saw the beginning until now, and I love it.
Calvin Couture did get involved early. There was a point where he had her by the back of the head, choking her on the ropes, and maybe even throwing some rights at her, which I can't believe. He was beating on her.
Maybe he gets the first women's title shot.
That would be awesome.
Madison.
Yeah,
he was on the list of people who could have fought last month at the reset button.
Yeah,
he was on the list of all the girls. So he could be a contender.
It wouldn't be considered an intergender match.
Oh! Because I see Danny and Katie fighting this one out. I mean, Katie is just furious over this.
Yeah. You know what might be cool is a tag team match with Couture and Katie Arquette against Madison Rain and help me out here. The woman.
Danny.
Yeah.
I just said Danny like 30 seconds ago.
Sorry. I haven't seen much of her.
What? All right. You saw her all last night.
All right.
But
I'm going to commit her name to memory.
Oh, you should.
All right.
You should. Danny. That brings us to the main event. Wardlow against Bulk Nasty. This is for the IWC Heavyweight Championship. And
there were a couple of super heavyweights in that ring.
Two big guys, yeah.
I'm going to pull it back for 1 second. The lead up to this made it sound like these guys have never fought before.
Yeah, okay.
And they fought several different times. I understand Bulk is now learning how to read, so that might give him a little bit of edge up. Mm-hmm. You know, Wardlow's just on a path of destruction.
It's his world.
Right? So, we know these guys have all had battles. They're going to be great battles. It's like the immovable object against
the irresistible force.
Yeah. So they're bouncing off each other. And I finally made the comparison last night. I don't know why it took me 5 years to think of this. Bulk Nasty is the Giant. Is, you know...
The Big Show.
The Big Show. The Giant. Whatever. Paul Wright. Whatever his name.
Right.
Yeah.
White.
Whatever. Whatever. Alex Wright, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's definitely not that. But that's who he reminds me of.
These guys pleasantly surprised me every single time. IWC in general. I said to you, Mark, before the match started, they're two big guys, some big power moves, 1, 2, 3, we all go home. Not the case. They told a better story than that. They pushed each other around and both had looks on their faces like they're not used to being pushed around.
Right.
These guys were so evenly matched in height and strength and weight. And, you know, they would go for like something that they think they could do to just anybody. A lockup, I'm going to throw him into the corner. I'm going to grab a headlock and take him down or whatever. They weren't having the success they thought they would initially against one another. And then if they did have some success where they pushed the other guy back, the recipient was surprised at how easily somebody else moved him. So right off the bat, that told a pretty good story that these are two big guys used to beating up smaller guys, but they're both in for a test tonight.
Yeah, in a test they had, Wardlow got a little more high flyer. He used the ropes several times. I need more coffee is what it is.
There's more.
Good. But for a while it was the best of the chops, best of the headbutts, best of the punches. You had left because you had to go. You were preoccupied.
Yeah.
Wardlow had Bulk wrapped up outside, and this was the hardest chop of the night, hands down. Some fan, Wardlow has Bulk, and some fan was allowed to hit Bulk. It was heard around the world. It was whap. I looked at Soup and I'm like, holy balls.
Holy Bostic, right?
Right? Holy Bostic. Unbelievable. And the referee that oversells everything didn't have to oversell this one because it legit hurt me.
Wow.
You really didn't hear it in the bathroom?
I heard a crowd. I heard the crowd just go, whoa! And I'm like, oh, I wonder what happened.
It was that chop.
Wow.
And this woman, I don't know, $115?
Wow.
It wasn't.
If that.
Yeah. If that.
Man, she got her right hand on her, though.
It wasn't like she was 350, the size of Bulk or anything. Just a tiny woman, and damn.
Yeah. Wow. You mentioned Wardlow using the ropes. When they were going head to head, trying to push each other around or grab a hold or grab a move, that's where the champion had the advantage because he saw they were at a stalemate. So what do? Do something different. Do something he's not expecting. Mm-hmm. That's when he grabbed the wrist lock, used the ropes to take him down. Bulk, you got a game plan better, buddy. Wardlow had a better game plan.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
You got to have a plan B, is what I'm trying to say. Plan A usually works because you're a big dude. Plan A wasn't working for either of you. The champ went to Plan B. That's why he's still champ.
Can Bulk get that far into the alphabet?
Good point.
Yeah.
Wow. So, a couple F5s were tried, and we've already told you that Wardlow won. He hits a suplex, and then I was typing notes, and then all of a sudden, he turns into Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen that in a while from Wardlow. So, and he flies well. For a big man.
For a big guy,
Yeah. There's times that I'm worried that he's going to fly too far or hit his head off the light.
Lesnar, yeah.
Oh, geez. Please don't compare him to Lesnar. He is head and shoulders a million times better than Lesnar. My God.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. Sorry.
It's all right. I hold my breath every time he goes for that move off the ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after the match, Wardlow grabs a mic, bulks out of the way, grabs a mic, and he's like, hey, listen, I said 2019 was going to be my year. I'm kicking ass. How many times do I need to beat this roster? I want to do something. He stops a second. He's like, a lot of people call me Superman. I don't. Do you call him Superman?
Kids do.
All right.
Oh, do they?
Kids do.
Okay.
All right. So he's Superman.
All right.
And he wants a shot at the Super Indy title. And I thought, wait, is he going to drop this was my thought, right? I'm like, he's going to vacate this to get into the Super Indy or challenge, what? I'm like, what the hell? This is a great storyline. No, it turns out to be even a better storyline. Right. He challenges McChesney, and we haven't seen this, John.
Is this a first in IWC?
That I remember.
I believe they said it is. Yeah.
Title versus title next month. Winner gets both.
Wow.
So, and McChesney says, yeah, bring it, big man.
Right? He didn't back down.
No, and McChesney's not gonna. He's big league.
Exactly. He's a veteran, so this will be a good match.
Yeah, he came out and accepted. We had speculation going amongst us that maybe the reset button comes into effect. Please don't, Jackson. Please let these guys have their match. Let the better man win.
And then wait till afterwards.
Yeah, fine. Wait till afterwards. But let us have this match, please.
You mean like right after the match? Like
yeah, why not?
Chair shot after and take... But does he get both? Oh!
Yeah.
If they're unified. Yeah.
This could set up for so much. It really could set up for so much. And whoever thought of this angle, Plumber, unbelievable.
Jenny.
Yeah.
Whoever. Yeah.
Yeah, I meant Jenny
stuff.
because Justin's the face that runs the place.
They're both, I see.
Yeah.
Plumber. There's a Mr. and a Mrs.
Right. And there's kids, too.
There's kids, lots of them. Yeah.
There's
lots of plumbers.
There's sons of plumbers out there.
Yeah.
All right. So, again, it's... Oh, my God. It's got out of hand.
We're wrapping it up, folks.
Yeah. March 16th. It's called 18. It's their kind of anniversary show. It's in Elizabeth. Wrap it up with our... I'll wrap up. John, go first. Do whatever you want to do.
All right. I am going to give this 5 cans of beer out of 6. Storyline-wise, it was fantastic. It was perfect. It forwarded whatever was going on. It introduced new things.
The retrosexual.
But I mean, storylines like the title versus title and where's the tag team championship going? Where's the women's championship going? It's got to be so hard to kind of make something, sort of continue for the fans that are there and also introduce something new so that new fans can come on. That's what this show did. And you guys knocked it out of the park as far as giving the fans that were there what they wanted and also opening it up that if you've never been to IWC, you can jump in next month and pretty well be caught up with what's going on because there's a lot of fresh new stuff going on. Action-wise, matches were good.
Yeah,
they were good. Mm-hmm. Some of them were really good. They're not all going to be 5-star. None of them were great, in my opinion. So 5 out of 6 beers. Still a lot of fun to have been there. Enjoyed it. Looking forward to next time.
I also give it a 5 out of 6 beers. Not a full 6-pack, but it was a good show, like you said. Storylines are moving. They leave you hanging. Waiting for this month to go by to go back to see more. So, good show. Good show.
I'm going to go 5.5. Because I like that the reset button wasn't used. That's just another way to bring us back.
Yeah.
As we said, the title versus title for me is unbelievable. We haven't seen this in a while, and I like how we're using a lot of old school storylines, but not beating them to death.
Yeah.
You know, we just get them sprinkled in here and there. And the new faces, the retrosexual, bringing him in.
And the honeys.
And the honeys. And the 2 title changes. I didn't expect 2 title changes. You know, it's nice to see this high stakes title flipping a little bit. You know, I don't want it to be the hardcore title. Please do not do that with that where it's defended every 5 minutes. And, you know, in the concession stand, somebody can pin it. No, don't do that.
That was hokey.
But I like that now RC's got it. And I like where I stirred the pot of, you know, he's the leader of Team Storm right now. And just everything. So 5.5 beers. It's great. Folks, if you don't see IWC, why? Get there. You know, you can get a ticket for $15. You want a great seat, it's $25. You want to do like VIPs, it's $35. There's a show every month, and it's freaking close to you. Go support indie wrestling.
I was going to say it had the very beginning of the night, had a very old school feel in a good way. It had that territory feel, like the chants that fans had. They weren't just your typical, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, clap, 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 clap. They were innovative. They were fun. They were reminiscent.
Yeah, the USA chant?
Well, that. No, but I mean
Control
other stuff.
Delete, though.
Control, like all sorts of chants. They were reminiscent of like a Crockett studio. How it evolved that down to the cigarette smoke that we smelled. Someone was smoking, I guess. It really had just a cool, old school, territorial feel to it.
I say this every time the show starts. There's always a pre-match anymore, and they just, boom, it's a pre-match. But when they're getting ready to start the show, they play that Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Saturday night, you know, on TBS music. That I love that. That just brings me back to my childhood. If you ever lose that IWC, I'm going to be livid, because that is just me. It gets you set up for the show instead of playing like Rob Zombie or whatever. I don't need that. This hokey, because it is, hokey wrestling music is unbelievable.
Yeah, guys, and for those of you who haven't been there, this isn't an old guy show. Don't think we're all, you know, they're all like us, 40, 45 years old. There's kids there having a blast.
Yeah, the kids in front of us, 19 to 22 last night.
Absolutely.
And they freaking had a blast.
Yeah.
I mean, do they remember who Glacier is? No clue if they remember. But they got into it. Mm-hmm. They got into it. Yeah. And our boys, you know, the oldest one is 12. You know, Shane, youngest? Or Sylvan?
Shane and Sylvan they're both 8 going on 9. I think Sylvan's just a couple of months older.
Well, we had a buddy there that his kid's 3 or 4, and he's into it. Right. It's a family fun event, and don't get me wrong, once in a while you might get a word here or there, but it's always Justin Mouth Police comes over and says, guys, stop it.
He puts a kibosh on it.
So it's great. Guys, make sure you support indie wrestling, and IWC is one of our favorite.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to say the end?
Go for it.
Oh, me this time. I know
you're
like
host.
ending up.
You're a host.
All right, remember, English professor and IRS.
Hold up, let me say one thing. It is tax season. Get your tax returns in. You have till April 15th. Do it for America.
You bunch of tax cheats.
Remember, you're both trash. It doesn't mean you can't do great things. It's called a garbage can, not a garbage cannot. Guys, see you Wednesday.
Take it easy.